There's a particular kind of silence that follows a discovery like this. You're at dinner with someone you've known for years, and somehow, through a passing comment from someone else at the table, you find out they just bought a second property, or sold a company, or quietly paid off a relative's mortgage. They never mentioned it, not once. And honestly, the strange part isn't that they hid it from you. The strange part is how naturally they hid it. Like discretion wasn't even a decision, just a reflex. This happens more often than people realize, and it points to something worth slowing down on. A lot of genuinely wealthy people, the kind who've held money long enough to actually understand its weight, share very little about it. Not because they're cold, not because they don't trust you. It's something quieter than that. Privacy for them isn't secrecy, it's strategy. Wealth attracts attention. Peace attracts discretion. So let's start with the obvious one. Their exact income. Ask someone how much they make, and you'll notice something. People who've actually managed money for years almost never answer directly. They'll talk about the work, the projects, even the failures. But the number itself stays locked away. Part of it is just practical. Income invites comparison, and comparison invites distance. The second a specific figure enters a room, something shifts. People start measuring themselves against it, whether they mean to or not. Think about how fast a dinner conversation can turn. Someone mentions a bonus, a raise, a number that sounds impressive, and the table goes quiet for half a second before someone laughs it off. That half second matters. That's the moment ease turns into calculation. So a lot of wealthy people learn to just avoid that moment altogether. Not out of embarrassment, but because they know exactly how fast one number can change the tone of a room. And income, it turns out, is only the surface. What's underneath, the actual scale of what someone owns, is guarded even more closely. The full size of their investments, stocks, businesses, real estate, private holdings. None of it tends to come up in casual conversation. And that's not paranoia, it's pattern recognition. The moment people learn the real scope of someone's portfolio, two things tend to happen almost immediately. Unsolicited advice starts pouring in, usually from people with way less experience, and expectations quietly shift. Sometimes for loans, sometimes for favors, sometimes just for attention. There's an old observation among experienced investors. The newer someone is to wealth, the more they talk about it. The longer someone's actually managed money, the less they feel the need to prove anything out loud. The loudest wealth is usually the newest wealth. But protecting numbers is one thing. Protecting intentions is a whole different challenge. They're long-term plans. There's a reason so many ambitious people stay quiet about what they're building before it's finished. Announce a goal too early and suddenly everyone has an opinion. Everyone wants to weigh in, warn you, advise you, or quietly doubt you. And doubt, even the well-meaning kind, has a way of settling into your own head if you hear it enough times. So a lot of plans just move quietly. They surface once the foundation's already set. Once outside opinions can't really derail anything anymore. It's less about hiding ambition, more about protecting it from getting picked apart too early. And if plans need protection, family arrangements need it even more. Family financial arrangements, inheritances, support given to relatives, private agreements between parents and kids. These things almost never leave the family circle, not because they're shameful, but because they're personal in a way that invites misunderstanding. The second outsiders learn the details, friends start wondering why they weren't told. Relatives outside the arrangement start comparing themselves to the ones inside it. So families that tend to handle money well draw a quiet line. What happens inside the family stays there. Protected from comparison, protected from the kind of attention that turns generosity into gossip. Which brings us to something even more carefully hidden than family money: every act of generosity. This one might surprise you. You'd think generosity is exactly the thing people want recognition for. But real generosity, the kind that actually means something, tends to happen quietly. Paying for a friend's flight and never mentioning it. Covering a relative's medical bill and letting it go. Anonymous donations that never come up in conversation. There's a simple reason for this. The moment generosity becomes visible, it changes shape. It starts doing two jobs instead of one. Helping someone and being seen helping someone. Money changes your lifestyle. Privacy protects it. And once status enters the picture, even kindness starts losing some of what made it kindness in the first place. Now here's the irony. Their financial worries? Imagine having enough money to solve almost every practical problem in your life and still lying awake at night. It happens more than people assume. Money doesn't erase fear. It just changes its shape. Worry about losing what's been built. Responsibility toward employees or family. Downturns that could undo years of careful work. None of it tends to surface in conversation. Partly because complaining about money, when you have it, tends to land badly with people who don't. So the worry just stays internal. It shows up in late-night thoughts, in cautious decisions, in a kind of vigilance that looks like confidence from the outside, but feels more like quiet responsibility from the inside. And that quiet responsibility tends to show up in the smallest, least glamorous parts of daily life. Their daily financial habits. This is where the myth usually falls apart. People picture yachts, shopping sprees. The reality is a lot less cinematic. While some people imagine wealthy folks browsing luxury catalogs, a lot of them are spending 20 quiet minutes reviewing spreadsheets over morning coffee, reading reports, negotiating prices most people wouldn't even bother negotiating, waiting on a purchase simply because waiting became a habit a long time ago. Delayed gratification becomes second nature, not as a sacrifice, just as a quiet discipline that nobody really talks about, because honestly, it isn't that interesting to talk about. Beyond habits, though, there's something even more carefully protected. The people, not the money. Their most valuable connections. Ask any experienced professional, and a lot of them will tell you the same thing. Relationships often matter more than capital. Trusted advisors, reliable contacts, mentors who've shaped key decisions. These connections aren't shared casually. Introductions aren't all given lightly. Reputation is fragile, and a careless introduction can undo trust that took years to build. So access stays limited. Not out of arrogance, out of respect for what those relationships actually took to build. Which brings us to the final layer, the one held closest of all. Their next big move, selling a company, relocating to another country, launching something new. These decisions almost always get announced after the fact, never during. Silence at this stage isn't about secrecy for its own sake. It's about protecting focus. The second a plan goes public, it invites distraction, interference, sometimes sabotage, intentional or not. So the action tends to speak first. By the time anyone hears about the move, it's already done. And maybe that's the real thread running through all of this. None of these habits come from distrust. They come from understanding something most people overlook. That information itself carries weight. Every detail shared changes a relationship a little, for better or worse. It isn't that wealthy people are hiding from everyone around them. It's that they've learned to protect the things that actually matter. Peace, focus, opportunity, and the freedom to make decisions without outside noise shaping the outcome. So maybe the real question isn't about money at all. Maybe it's about which parts of your own life deserve a little more of that same quiet discretion. Perhaps the greatest luxury isn't having more to say. It's knowing what deserves to remain unsaid. So, which of these surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more.